No more messing around. This is how you're gonna make a vision board that actually works for 2026. I feel like most of the time my vision boards have very accurate things happen, even things that I like wasn't expecting or planning. But pretty much all of my vision boards, all of my yearly manifestations, they just always kind of happen. And I think it's because I am very intentional when I make and create my vision for the year. These are my steps, these are my tips on how to create the perfect vision board that actually works. And we're gonna create our 2026 vision board together. The very first thing and the most important thing is to set your yearly goals. Your yearly goals are what create what you want. It is how you work towards what you want. You want to create not only your goals, but an actionable plan for those goals. I'm not trying to plug myself at all here, but I did make a video on how to do actionable plans for your goals here, so you guys can watch that after you're done with this one. But your yearly goals are so important because this is like at the end of the day what you want. Your goal is something you're working towards because it's something that you want, something that you don't have yet. And a goal in itself is something not only that you don't have yet, but it's something you know you need to work towards to get. Our vision boards help us have that reminder of those things so that we are always constantly working towards them and making our lives like just that much easier. Psychologically speaking, there is this concept that the more we see something, the more likely we are able to notice it. I mean, like if you think about it, that sounds really obvious. The example that I like to use is if you were thinking of red cars, you are going to be like 10 times more likely to notice a red car driving by than you would if you were thinking about like a black car or a blue car. When you put this in combination with your goals, aka a vision board, it helps you not only notice the progress towards your goals more, it genuinely helps you achieve your goals because it keeps you motivated day by day to continue to strive for them. So of course, I believe in manifestation, I believe in spirituality, but there are like scientific explanations for why vision boards work, and this is one of them. So the first and most important thing that you need to remember is to base your vision board off your yearly goals. If you are creating your vision board, say through Pinterest, because that's where I will be creating mine, I feel like it's like the most common place. There may even be times that you start putting things on your board that aren't part of your goals. Now that something's on your board, it's gonna be a goal. Just remember, anything that ends up on that vision board, whether you put it there on purpose or not, is a goal for the year. It's this idea that at the end of the year, you will have this thing that wasn't easy to obtain. It wasn't something you could just go to the store and buy. You had to work for it, whatever it is. It is like an object, like a camera, but you had to work to save up for it. There's so many factors that goes into making your vision board that really all goes back into the idea that your goals are what's important here. This is just your physical manifestation of those goals. Now that you kind of have an idea of what you want on your board, I want you to break it up into sections. So the sections that I like to break it up into are health, career, home, finance, and relationship. But there's always more that you can kind of like bring into that. And it's totally up to you how you want to break it down. To me, it just like helps me, you know, like visualize things a little better, but also like going in track with like the motivational thing I was saying. The more you look at a goal, the more you're going to be motivated to go and achieve that goal because you want that thing. If it's split up into sections, it just makes it easier to like see the full picture of what you're trying to get. Before you even start your board though, whatever sections you've written down, like I said, mine are health, career, home, finance, and relationship. Whatever sections you have written down, I want you to go through now and write down just like bulleted lists of things that you want in each of these like sections. For example, for career, something that I want is to grow my YouTube account. So I'm gonna have like a subscriber goal, right? Something I didn't even think about that is another section that you could use is like travel. Travel is gonna be one that I'm focusing on this year. This is gonna be a huge travel year for me because I literally didn't travel like at all last year. So like my travel goal, I'll have like the destinations or like maybe like a certain number in my bank account so I could like save up for a trip, something like that. You're going to write down these things so you can get clear on what you want. You can get clear on the vision. Once you have, I would honestly say like 3 to 5 things for each section. This is when you actually go on Pinterest. This is where we're actually going to be going over everything and like really looking at all of our goals and seeing like the physical manifestations of those. I'll show you how I do this when I'm making the board, but I basically save them all to a pin board and then transfer them onto Canva. It's like super easy, but we'll talk about that later. My last tip, like my last important thing before we actually start getting into the creation of our board, is find pictures that represent the process of your goal. For example, we'll use my subscriber goal, right? I have this subscriber goal at the end of the year that I want to be at. That is going on my vision board. It might be a little bit of a stretch. I don't know. I might be asking for a little bit more. But when I see that subscriber goal, I am going to also on my vision board put another subscriber amount that's smaller than that goal. I'm going to put pictures of me filming. I'm going to put like a consistent posting schedule. I might even put a picture of my own YouTube channel when I had a consistent posting schedule. I'm putting pictures of the process of hitting that goal. And this is really because when you look at your vision board, especially like in the early months of the year, it's kind of unlikely that you're gonna like hit something early on in the year. Not saying you can't, it's always possible. Like literally anything can happen. There is already a goal that I set that I do think I'm gonna hit pretty early on into the year, which like I'm ecstatic about. Now that you have the pictures of the process of each one of your goals, each one of your visions for the end of the year, when you look at that section of your vision board, you can put yourself into your own shoes. Basically, it means like if I'm looking and I have a subscriber goal of say 100,000, I'm currently at 11,000 when I'm filming this, I might put a picture of 12,000 subscribers so that like say when I hit that 12,000 subscribers, whenever that is, I can look at that and be like, wow, I'm already at this step in the process. Like I'm this much closer to my goal. This helps you stay connected to your goals, connected to your manifestations, connected to that vision to keep the momentum going. Everything is about motivation. Truly, you have to be motivated. You have to be disciplined to get these things. Most of these things don't just happen overnight. Some of them are just like a lucky shot. But most of the things we're working towards, most of the things on our vision board are things that we have to work up towards. So if we're seeing every single step of the process when we look at that vision board daily, we are also seeing where we're at currently, and it's keeping us motivated rather than like looking at this goal that seems so completely far off, because then you're not visualizing that you already have it. The whole thing of manifestation is like act like you already have the thing, feel like you already have the thing. How can you feel like you already have it if you're starting from 0 and you're trying to get to 100, but you're not showing the process of getting to 100? You're just showing that you're at 0 now and 100's over there. It's always gonna feel far away. So now that we have these things, I'm gonna go over my vision board sections and what I'm putting on each section, and then we'll actually start creating our board. So my first section, my vision board, is health. Some ideas of what you can put in this section if your goals kind of align with mine. What I'm putting in my health section is whole foods, workout routines, running, and a 5K, because I want to run a 5K this year. I'm determined. For career, I am putting my YouTube subscriber goal. I'm putting a teacher's classroom because I am getting my teaching credential right now, and that is like a huge yearly goal, is to get hired as a teacher. I have a TikTok goal. I have view goals for both platforms. I have brands that I want to work with, and I have monetary goals. For home, I have fresh flowers, a clean home, hosting, and my hobbies. I really want to invest time in my hobbies this year. For finance, I'm putting debt-free pics. I don't think I'm going to be debt-free this year. It's good to dream though. We're manifesting that maybe. I'm at least really tackling my student loan debt this year. I have savings goals. I have frugal habits because I'm trying not to spend too much money this year. I just have like money in general, like money is always good. Relationships, I have friend hangouts, I have fun trips, and I have family time. That's kind of like the vibe of my vision board. I may also include like my ideal self, which I talked about in like my manifestation journal video. Oh my god, really not even trying to plug myself. I didn't even think about it, but if you want to watch that one, it's gonna also be like down below. Let's get on Pinterest and let's start looking for all of these things. We can find pictures of the process. That is so important. So let's take a Pinterest scroll. The This is the easy part. All you do is right click copy and place each picture onto a Canva in another tab. I want to do a physical vision board this year sometime, but we don't have time for that right now. The vision board is complete. It literally took me an hour and a half to make, so if I look slightly more disheveled, it's because it's 11 p.m. I'm tired and I did not think it was gonna take me that long, but I'm happy that I spent my evening like that because now I can just go to bed and have like the most like restful night possible, and I can think of all of the things that I am manifesting for 2026. Here is my vision board. I'm gonna pull it up on my phone so I can kind of explain each section. Let's look at the top right corner. I have a lot about my finances, and I tried making these sections kind of naturally flow into each other. I'm like really trying to pay off some of my loans. I have some things about my credit score. I have some finances. I have my savings goals. And then if you kind of like go down to the bottom left, did I say right hand? I meant left hand. If you go down to the bottom left hand corner, you will see that I have like a lot of my content creation stuff. The little like TikTok like thing that I have, like the notifications, is actually a screenshot from like last week from my own TikTok. If you then kind of go up and to the middle towards finances still, just because it's like in my career in like the same kind of realm of finances, I have some teacher stuff. So I don't have too much. I just have like a lot about like passing exams, because I do have to pass some exams this year in order to be able to teach. Then if you go towards the middle, instead of doing like a 2026 banner, which I think is cute, but I've like never done that for my vision boards just because I want them to like, you know, naturally kind of fit into my background more. I just have this quote that says, "I'm so excited for all of the good things to come." And if you look kind of down underneath that, you'll see that I have some like wellness goals. I have a beauty secrets thing. I have just like swimsuits representing the beach. My wellness goals do go into like my personal goals about relationships. A whole other side is kind of all like wellness goals, hobbies that I really want to like encapsulate instead of doom scrolling, because that's one of my big goals this year. Places I would love to travel this year. There's 2 places on here I know I'm going for sure, and then 2 places that are maybe a little bit of like a, hey, if this happens, it happens. I have a low screen time, some journaling, a lot of like spending time with people, because I feel like that all kind of goes into like one thing. Hobbies, traveling, hanging out with your friends, I feel like all goes into like the lifestyle, like how you are living. Wellness routines, habits to get off your phone, spending time with people you love in person rather than like on the phone. I really made sure to like kind of break up my vision board. You'll see on like the left side that's like all career, and on the right side that's all just like wellness lifestyle stuff rather than like the hustle. I feel like it almost like naturally flows into like a wellness restful state. I love it. I'm obsessed with this. I feel like this is my most in-depth vision board. I feel like this vision board I resonate with so much more than any other vision board I've ever done. It's something I've been talking about a lot in this like New Year's rebrand series that I've kind of done, which by the way, the playlist for like this little series on my channel will be at the end of this if you want to watch the other New Year's reset videos I've done. And something I've been saying so much throughout like all of these videos that I've done is that I, for the first time in a very long time, feel completely aligned with my yearly goals. I feel aligned with who I am. Last year was a huge year of discovery. I know it was like the year of the snake, like shedding old habits, shedding old identities, really finding out who you are. And I do feel like that fully happened for me. I'm ready for the year of the horse. I'm ready for like all of this good energy to be brought in. My past years were very focused on rest. This year is not. I want to be out. I love a rest day, but I'm good with like 1 rest day a month. I want to get used to just like fully being out every day, socializing, being with my friends, being happy to be out, not feeling like, oh my gosh, I need a day to reset. Like I might need that every once in a while, but I want to like make this the year of like, we're gonna have a good time, we're gonna make every moment count kind of thing. I feel so aligned to this vision board in ways that I have genuinely never felt before, and to me that's like the way I know that this is all gonna happen for me. Next year when we're checking in, all of the things on this vision board, I'll be able to be like, here's my vision board picture and here's the picture of it actually happening in my life in 2026. I just feel it, and I feel that for you guys. Get clear, it will help you be aligned, it will help you just like work everything out, and I hope you guys have have a wonderful 2026. I know our vision boards are gonna come true. If you feel comfortable, if you wanna share, go ahead and comment down below one thing that's on your vision board. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love if you could give it a thumbs up and subscribe. It really helps me out with my channel, and as you can see, I'm really trying to grow my social medias this year. All of my socials, including my TikTok, are linked down below. My TikTok is where I post like the most. With that, we'll see you guys all in the next one. Okay, bye!